Senior leadership and management training to influence your output, growth, change, and culture.
Hi, it's Nick Hill. Good to have you with me here today. So in these few chapters, we are exploring emotional intelligence. We're currently looking at some of the unhelpful ways in which people respond to emotions. So we've already looked at how some people indulge when they experience an emotion. We've also looked at how people rationalize when they experience an emotion. And these are emotions, by the way, that you and I don't necessarily want, but they're emotions, nevertheless, that we are experiencing, that we feel them in our bodies, and we don't respond in the way that our subconscious mind wants us to respond. In other words, the behavior that follows the emotion isn't necessarily helping us. One would be indulgence, the other one would be unnecessary rationalization of the emotion. But there's another way in which people will sometimes respond to unwanted emotions. In my experience of working with clients over 26 years, as I said before, and it's this: we suppress them. Okay, so this is where we experience the emotion and we say, I don't want this. I don't like this feeling. This feels unpleasant. So what will I do? I'm going to push it down. I'm going to brush it underneath the carpet. That's what you do to a problem, brushing it under the carpet. And I don't suggest you do that either. Okay, but people will still suppress those emotions, which means that the emotion is still there. You don't eradicate it, but you suppress it. Now, as we've already explained, the amygdala is generating, manufacturing that emotion because the subconscious mind wants you to acknowledge something, wants you to behave differently. If you don't behave differently, the subconscious mind is going to increase the intensity of that emotion until you respond. We've already looked at that in a previous webinar. Nevertheless, if you suppress that emotion, what do you think your subconscious mind is now going to do? It's going to find another way to communicate to your conscious mind the same message that it wants you to acknowledge. So whatever it is that you're going through right now, and whatever the emotion is that you are experiencing in your body, if you suppress it, your subconscious mind will say, he's not or she's not getting the message, so I need to knock louder on the door. Now, if you think about that as a metaphor, okay? If you've got someone knocking on your door, what are you going to say if you're by yourself? Or let's say if you are with your partner, what are you going to say to him or her? Are you going to say, there's someone knocking at the door. I don't like that sound of someone knocking at the door. Can you please turn up the music? Oh yeah, what do you want on? Just play some U2, please. I just want to drown out the sound of that person knocking at the door. You don't know who's knocking at the door, okay? Now, this could be a friend or a foe, but if you just turn up the music to drown it out, and that person is determined that you answer them and you open the door, what are they going to do? They're going to knock louder. Can you please turn the music up even louder? And if you now get the music at maximum volume and the person outside hears that loudness, let's say they are delivering a FedEx and they're not going to go away because they know this is the last opportunity they have to deliver the parcel, and the parcel will have to be returned to the sender, which is, let's say, 5,000 miles away. That FedEx guy, what do you think he or she is going to do? They're going to now knock on the window. They're going to go around the back garden. They're going to try anything that they can do to get you to answer them and to receive the parcel. The subconscious mind, your subconscious mind, my subconscious mind, has an agenda. It is recording in this moment and at any moment in time an infinite number of details which you are blind to consciously. But if there's something that this subconscious recognizes to be important that you haven't consciously been aware of, it will knock at the door and say, hey, 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 Jenny, John, there's a message and I need to send it to you. Be aware of the message. And one delivery mechanism, as we explored earlier, to get that message to you is the emotion, the generation of that emotion, which is generated in which part of the brain? If you watch the other webinar on this, the amygdala, right? In the cerebral hemispheres of the brain. Get the message. So you don't want to you don't want to max up the volume and drown out the person that's knocking, and you don't want to suppress the emotion because the subconscious mind will fight until you get that message. Now, as it's fighting, there's an internal conflict now between subconscious and conscious mind where you are not getting it. I don't want to get the message. I don't even know what the message is. You be quiet. No, you've got to listen. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But that's what we do when we suppress the emotion. Okay, so what did we talk about in the earlier chapters? We said we listen for the message. We respond appropriately to that message and we change our behavior for self-preservation, if nothing more, especially during times of crisis, times of significant change. There's change coming. I don't want to know. And you start to put blinkers on. Don't do this, okay? Because that then leads to denial. If you suppress the emotion, you are denying the importance of the message the subconscious mind wants to give you.
Associate your outcome with emotion to create a stronger neurological bond. Nicholas C. Hill.
I'm Nick Hill. If you are enjoying these webinars, please like, please subscribe, please click that notification bell and share it with others that you believe will also benefit. See you in the next webinar.
Attend this training in person or online. Book an in-house tailored course, one-to-one program, or enroll on our open masterclasses today. Inquire now on 0345 678 9900 or email info@hilltraining.com.
Read Nicholas C. Hill's Professional Leader magazine now, the new quarterly digital publication for leaders and managers like you who want to influence output, growth, change, and culture. International Master Coach Trainer of Leadership and Management Strategy with over 25 years of experience, Nicholas C. Hill gives you over 90 pages of relevant, profoundly challenging, and solution-driven content, enveloped in beautiful artwork that you can read on any digital device. Our cover stories deliver essential lessons in leadership from the late masters of business, government, and non-profit. Our Thought Leader column shares the timeless wisdom of thinkers who changed the landscape of organizational philosophy and psychology. Get the leadership and management resources you need today. Purchase Professional Leader magazine now on professionalleader.com.